If your mind refuses to slow down tonight and the silence of the night only seems to make your thoughts louder, stay here for a moment and breathe slowly. Many people arrive at this moment carrying the invisible weight of the day. Unfinished responsibilities keep echoing in the mind. Conversations replay themselves again and again, and worries about tomorrow quietly settle into the heart. Anxiety often grows stronger when the world becomes quiet. The body is tired, but the mind keeps running as if it refuses to rest. Thoughts move from one concern to another, and peace begins to feel distant. But tonight you do not need to fight those thoughts alone, and you do not need to carry everything you carried during the day. Right now, in this quiet moment, there is a place where your mind can slow down and your heart can find safety. God is not distant from this moment. He is near, present in the silence of this night, aware of every concern that has been pressing on your thoughts. The scriptures remind us of a powerful truth in Psalm 4, verse 8. It says, "In peace I will lie down and sleep, for you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." These words are not only a promise from the past, they are an invitation for this very night. You can release the tension that followed you into this room. You can allow the noise inside your mind to begin settling down. Tonight is not about forcing sleep. Tonight is about placing your thoughts, your fears, and every burden of this day into the hands of a God who watches over you even while you sleep. If anxiety has been speaking loudly in your mind, tonight we will quiet that voice together. Step by step, you will lay down the weight of today, invite God's peace into this moment, and allow your heart to enter a deeper rest than worry could ever steal. So remain here for a moment. Do not rush this time. Your mind is about to slow down, your heart is about to breathe again, and this night can become a place of peace. Before we say anything else, allow your body to become still. Let the day stop here for a moment. The constant movement of thoughts does not need to continue. The mind has been working all day, carrying responsibilities, solving problems, anticipating situations that may not even happen tomorrow. Take a slow breath now. Let the air fill your lungs gently, and then release it without pressure. You do not need to hurry. This moment is not about performance or control. It is simply about allowing your mind to step away from the noise it has been carrying. Many anxious thoughts grow stronger because the mind never receives permission to pause. The day ends, but the thinking continues. Worries repeat themselves, trying to predict outcomes, trying to protect you from what might happen. Yet tonight, you can give your mind something it rarely receives: permission to rest. Imagine placing every thought that is still racing inside your mind into God's hands. You do not need to solve everything before sleeping. You do not need to finish every mental conversation that keeps replaying itself. Let this truth settle quietly into your heart. God remains awake even when you sleep. The responsibility of holding the world together does not belong to your mind tonight. So breathe slowly again. Let the tension leave your shoulders. Let the noise inside your thoughts begin to soften. The night was created for rest, and your mind is allowed to enter that rest now. In the next moment, we will begin releasing the weight that this day placed on your heart. Think about everything that this day placed on your shoulders. Some of it was visible: responsibilities, decisions, conversations, expectations. But much of the weight you carried today was invisible. Concerns that stayed inside your thoughts. Quiet frustrations that no one noticed. Questions about tomorrow that kept returning to your mind again and again. The heart grows tired when it tries to carry everything alone. Anxiety often grows from the feeling that every problem must be solved before peace is allowed. But tonight you are not responsible for carrying the entire weight of this day into the night. Right now you can begin placing those burdens into God's hands, one by one. The things you finished today, the things that remain unresolved, the situations that did not go the way you hoped, and even the worries about tomorrow that keep knocking at the door of your thoughts. God already knows every detail of what today contained. Nothing that happened surprised him, and nothing that concerns you escapes his attention. The scriptures remind us of a gentle invitation in 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 7. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. This means you do not need to hold those concerns tightly tonight. You can release them. The conversations that left you unsettled, the decisions that still feel uncertain, the responsibilities waiting for tomorrow. Place them all before God. Imagine setting down a heavy bag that you have been carrying for too long. Feel the relief that comes when your hands are finally free. Your mind was not designed to carry every burden through the night. God can hold what you release. He is strong enough to carry what feels too heavy for your heart. As you surrender the weight of this day, your mind begins to discover something it has been longing for: freedom from the pressure to control everything. And as those burdens leave your heart, something else begins to happen. The voice of anxiety that has been whispering in your thoughts begins to lose its power. That is where we are going next. Right now, allow your awareness to shift away from the noise that once filled your mind. The room around you may be quiet, but this moment is not empty. God's presence is able to enter even the stillness of the night and transform it into a place of peace. Many people try to calm their minds only with effort, but true rest often begins when the heart becomes aware that it is not alone. The God who created the night is present in this very moment, and His peace is able to reach places inside your mind that anxiety once occupied. Imagine His presence gently surrounding this space. The room becomes calm, the atmosphere becomes lighter, and the tension that once filled your thoughts begins to dissolve. God's peace does not arrive with pressure. It comes quietly, like a soft covering that settles over the heart. The scriptures speak about this kind of peace in Isaiah chapter 26, verse 3. It says, "You will keep in perfect peace those whose minds are steadfast, because they trust in you." Perfect peace is not the absence of life's problems. It is the presence of God guarding the mind even when life feels uncertain. Allow that peace to begin filling this moment. Let it move gently through your thoughts, calming the areas where worry once tried to settle. Let it reach the parts of your heart that carried tension throughout the day. You do not need to force peace to happen. Simply allow God's presence to remain with you here. The same God who watches over the world is watching over you in this quiet hour of the night. And as His presence surrounds this moment, something powerful begins to take place. The night no longer feels uncertain or vulnerable. It becomes a place of protection. Because when God's presence fills a place, His protection follows. That is what we will declare over this night now. This night does not belong to fear. This night is covered by the protection of God. The scriptures remind us of a powerful promise in Psalm 91, verse 11. "For He will command His angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways." This promise is not distant or symbolic. It is a declaration that God's protection surrounds those who rest in Him. Right now, we declare peace over this night. No fear will enter this place. No anxious thought will take authority over your rest. The presence of God stands guard over this room, over your home, and over your mind. Every shadow of worry loses its strength when placed under the authority of God. His protection does not depend on your strength or your ability to stay alert. Even while you sleep, He remains watchful. Psalm 121 verse 4 declares this truth clearly. "He who watches over Israel will neither slumber nor sleep." While your body rests, God continues watching. While your mind grows quiet, His care remains active. Let that truth settle deeply into your heart. You are not vulnerable in this moment. You are protected. The God who watches over the universe is watching over this night. Feel the sense of safety that begins to grow as these words settle into your thoughts. Your home is covered. Your mind is guarded. Your rest is protected by a presence stronger than any fear. And as that protection surrounds this night, something gentle begins to happen inside your mind. The tension that once kept your thoughts alert begins to release, because the mind can finally enter the place it has been searching for all along. Healing. That is where we are going next. The mind carries more than thoughts. Throughout the day, it absorbs pressure, emotions, decisions, and silent worries that slowly accumulate without being noticed. By the time night arrives, many people are physically tired but mentally overwhelmed. This is why anxiety often appears when the body tries to rest. The mind continues working, replaying situations, analyzing conversations, imagining problems that have not even happened. But sleep was never meant to be a battlefield for your thoughts. Sleep was created as a place where God quietly restores the mind. The scriptures reveal a beautiful truth in Psalm 127, verse 2. It says, "He grants sleep to those he loves." This means rest is not only a biological process, it is also a gift of God's care. Right now, allow that truth to enter your heart. While you sleep, God is able to restore the parts of your mind that were stretched by the pressures of the day. The thoughts that once felt heavy can slowly loosen their grip. The emotional weight that followed you into this night can begin to lift. Imagine your mind becoming quiet like calm water after a storm. The surface that was once disturbed begins to settle. The waves of worry become smaller. The tension that once kept your thoughts alert begins to soften. You do not need to force this healing to happen. God's presence works gently, even in the silence of the night. As your breathing becomes slower and your body becomes heavier with rest, your mind is entering a place where restoration can begin. The noise of the day fades further into the background. The urgency of anxious thoughts loses its strength. Your heart is learning again how to be still. And as this healing continues quietly within your mind, something deeper begins to unfold. Your soul begins to enter true rest. Now allow yourself to sink deeper into this moment of calm. Your breathing has slowed, your body is beginning to relax, and the space around you feels peaceful. This is the doorway to a deeper kind of rest. Not only the rest of the body, but the rest of the soul. There is a beautiful image in Psalm 91, verse 4, that speaks directly to this moment. It says, "He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge." This image describes a place of safety where the soul no longer feels exposed to the pressures of the world. Imagine yourself resting under that covering now, like a shelter that surrounds you with warmth and protection. The worries that once filled your thoughts remain outside that refuge. Inside this space, there is only quiet, safety, and peace. Your mind no longer needs to stay alert. Your heart no longer needs to keep analyzing every situation from the day. In this moment, your soul is allowed to become still. Feel the calm settling deeper into your body. Your shoulders relax. Your breathing becomes gentle and steady. The tension that once lived in your thoughts continues dissolving. This is what spiritual rest feels like. A quiet confidence that God is near. A peaceful awareness that you are not alone. A calm assurance that nothing in this night escapes his care. Allow your thoughts to slow even more now. The mind that once felt crowded begins to open into quiet space. Your soul is resting under God's presence, and in that place there is nothing left to carry. And as this rest deepens, there is one last burden that your heart can release tonight. The future. Even when the body is ready to sleep, the mind often keeps reaching toward tomorrow. Questions appear quietly inside the thoughts. What will happen next? How will certain situations unfold? What problems might appear in the morning? Anxiety often tries to travel ahead of time, searching for answers that do not belong to this moment. But tonight, tomorrow is not your responsibility to carry. The scriptures speak with gentle clarity in Matthew chapter 6, verse 34. It says, "Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble of its own." These words are not meant to ignore responsibility. They are an invitation to release control over what has not yet arrived. God is already present in the hours that you have not yet lived. The situations that your mind tries to predict are already within his awareness. While you sleep tonight, the God who sees beyond time continues working in ways that your thoughts cannot see. You do not need to prepare every outcome before closing your eyes. You do not need to carry tomorrow into the quiet of this night. What belongs to the morning can remain in the hands of God. Place the future there now. Every concern about what might happen, every unanswered question, every situation that still feels uncertain, release them gently into his care. Let this truth settle deeply into your heart. While you sleep, God is still working. While your mind rests, he continues preparing what lies ahead. Nothing that tomorrow contains will surprise him. And because of that, your heart is free to rest without fear. Your mind has released the burdens of today. Your thoughts have quieted from the storms of anxiety. Your soul has entered the shelter of God's presence, and the future itself now rests in his hands. Now your heart is ready to receive the final covering of peace for this night. May the peace of God settle gently over your mind now. The thoughts that once moved quickly begin to grow quiet, like a calm night sky after a long and restless day. Your breathing becomes steady. Your body relaxes deeper into the rest it was created to receive. The presence of God surrounds you in this moment. His protection stands watch over this room, over your home, and over every hour of this night. No fear has authority here. No anxious voice can disturb the peace that God places over your heart. The scriptures speak this promise in Psalm 4, verse 8. In peace I will lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety. Let these words become the atmosphere of your rest tonight. Your mind can release every remaining thought. Your heart can settle into quiet confidence. The God who carried you through the day now watches over your sleep. Feel the stillness growing deeper, your body becoming heavier with rest, your mind floating gently into silence. There is nothing left for you to solve tonight, nothing left for you to carry. God is near. His peace is covering you. His presence remains through every hour until the morning light returns. Rest now in that peace.